Welcome to qnawire.
To find the inverse, I think you're finding an intercept. To find the inverse, think of f of x as y and then interchange x and y. So say that this is x equals 5y minus 3, and then solve for y. Add 3 to both sides, and then divide everything by 5. That is your inverse. It's the exact opposite operation, so it'll completely undo what the other function is doing. So your inverse function is x plus 3 divided by 5. Instead of multiplying by 5 and subtracting 3, you're adding 3 and dividing 5. Opposite of subtract is add, opposite of multiply is divide. But the helpful trick is to think of f of x as y, interchange x and y, and then solve for y. So subtract 4 to both sides, and then cube both sides to get rid of a cube root, and that y on the right hand side now is the inverse function. It's x minus 4 cubed. Again, this is cube root and add, this is subtract and cube. Given the two functions, this is a composition. This is the same thing as f of g of x, which is f of g of x is x squared plus 1. So this means you're going to plug x squared plus 1 in for x into the f function. So it becomes 5 times x squared plus 1 minus 3. Well, you can distribute the 5 to get 5x squared plus 5 minus 3, which is 5x squared plus 2. G of f of x is like so, and that would be g of f of x is 5x minus 3. And so now you would substitute 5x minus 3 in for x into the g function. So that becomes 5x minus 3 squared plus 1. You can write out 5x minus 3 twice and FOIL it, but there is a trick. Square, multiply to get negative 15x and double. That's negative 30x, and then square the second term. That's plus 9. Plus the 1 would be plus 10 overall. You can condense the logarithms. Since it's subtraction, you'll condense by dividing x plus 1 over x minus 1 equals 3. And then you can get rid of the natural log by raising each side to an exponential base e. So you have x plus 1 over x minus 1 equals e to the third. So x plus 1 equals e cubed times x minus 1 when you cross multiply. Then I would distribute the e cubed. So e cubed x minus e cubed. Get the x's all on one side, so it'd be x, then minus e cubed x equals negative e cubed minus 1. So I just sorted this out. Subtract the e cubed x, subtract the 1. But now we can factor out the x, left with 1 minus e cubed equals, we could factor out a negative, and we're left with e cubed plus 1. And so this is the same thing as 1 plus e cubed. Only reason I say that is because when we can now divide both sides by 1 minus e cubed, and that's 1 plus e cubed. There we go. So we have the negative of 1 plus e cubed over 1 minus e cubed, or There's variations that you could say of this. You could distribute and say negative 1 minus e cubed, leaving it alone over 1 minus e cubed. Just be careful not to cancel things out here. So I'm just going to leave it like this. If you'd like to vary it based on something you've done in class, go for it. Hope this helps. Good luck.